you love it, yeah. Get a rose by the dozen, yeah. Baby, take you out in public. Mess around until the sun is. I ain't playing, I ain't frontin'. Didn't start this up for nothing, yeah. I pulled up on you, baby, that was good. I can take you on trips, show you the hood. Ain't nobody gon' take you up, wish they did wouldn't. I'm bad in this stack, cause I'm misunderstood, yeah, yeah. I need a fall, then I promise some more. Set you up for the door. You been breaking this feeling, baby. Fuck around and you leaving, baby. Time is precious, can I keep me, baby? Maybe when you win, better check up and go see you today. Bonus back and now I'm hella faded. Now my missus, but
I'm not ready now.
I've been down for a minute, now I'm getting up.
So I have this thing where I watch, also, like there's a lot of shit I watch on YouTube, but there's this one where I watch this website. I don't know how to pronounce the word, but it's called Get, I don't know, man. But they put a lot of effort into their videos and they actually do a lot of studies as well. I don't know who's gonna watch this shit, but clicks, whatever, but their shit is crazy. And so like you learn a lot from it. So I'm gonna watch this one. What the alien civilizations look like.
The observable universe is a big place that's been around for more than 13 billion years. Up to 2 trillion galaxies, made up of something like 20,000 billion stars, surround our home galaxy. In the Milky Way alone, scientists...
So from that 10 seconds, now you know why, like, I understand that people can't follow with this shit. But the shit that they teach you,
assume there are some 40 billion Earth-like planets in the habitable zone of their stars. When we look at these numbers, it's hard to imagine that there is nobody else out there. It would change our perception of ourselves forever if we found others. Just knowing that this vast place is not dead would shift our perspective outwards and could help us get over our irrelevant quarrels. But before looking for our new best friends or worst enemies, we have a problem to solve. What are we actually looking for? In a universe that big and old, we have to assume that civilizations start millions of years apart from each other and develop in different directions and speeds. Okay. So, not only are we looking over distances of dozens to hundreds of thousands of light years...
So what he's trying to say is, organisms, they grow and they expand, civilization grows over time, and while we're growing over here, something else is growing over here, and when they hit their peak, we could be just starting, and then when we hit ours, they're dead. That's it.
We're looking for a civilization ranging from cavemen to super advanced.
See?
So we need a conceptual framework to enable us to think better thoughts that make us able to search better. Are there universal rules that intelligent species follow?
DNA.
Currently, our civilization sample size is only 1, so we may make incorrect assumptions based solely on ourselves. Still, better than nothing. We know that humans started out with nothing but minds and hands that could build tools. We know that humans are curious, competitive, greedy for resources, and expansionist. The more of these qualities our ancestors had, the more successful they were in the civilization building game.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Being one with nature is nice, but it's not the path to irrigation systems or gunpowder or cities. So it's reasonable to assume that aliens able to take over their home planet also have these qualities. And if aliens have to follow the same laws of physics, then there is a measurable metric for progress: energy use. Human progress can be measured very precisely by how much energy we extracted from our environment and how we made it usable to do things. We started with muscles until we learned to control fire. Then we made machines that used kinetic energy from water and wind. As our machines got better and our knowledge of materials expanded, we began to harness the concentrated energy from dead plants we dug up from the ground. As our energy consumption grew exponentially, so did the abilities of our civilization.
Basically, it's talking about our evolution, and this is probably caveman times, and then after the muscle, that would have been like 1800s probably, and this from 1800s to 2020. 200 years.
Between 1800 and 2015, population size had increased 7-fold, while humanity was consuming 25 times more energy.
Yeah.
It's likely that this process will continue into the far future.
Damn.
Based on these facts, scientist Nikolai Kardashev developed a method of categorizing civilizations from cave dwellers to gods ruling over galaxies.
Yeah, so this is, I think, levels of evolutions, I think.
The Kardashev scale,
This is
a
crazy.
method of ranking civilizations by their energy use.
This is not just, you can pay attention, crazy.
The scale has been refined and expanded on over the decades, but in general it puts civilizations into 4 different categories. A Type 1 civilization is able to use the available energy of their home planet. A Type 2 civilization...
So, one is like us being able to get minerals from Earth, you know, oil, fucking coal, shit like that, and using those to create energy. So we use the coal for our fire, we use oil for gardening, for petrol, shit like that, and it builds up. That's level 1. And then level 2, I'm guessing, interplanetary.
is able to use the available energy of their star and planetary system.
Yeah. So we've got our planet, and then our planets in our solar system, being able to use everything in our solar system, including our sun. That's the next level.
A Type 3 civilization is able to use the available energy of their galaxy.
Of course, yeah, galaxy, so expand. But they make it sound so small, but the perspective of this is crazy. Like, the galaxy itself, bro, our solar system is huge. So when you go from the solar system to the galaxy, the space in between that.
A Type 4 civilization is able to use the available energy of multiple galaxies. These levels differ by orders of magnitude. It's like comparing an ant colony to a human metropolitan area. To ants, we are so complex and powerful, we might as well be gods. So to make the scale more useful, we need subcategories. On the lower end of the spectrum, there are Type 0 to Type 1 civilizations. Anything from hunter-gatherers to something we could achieve in the next few hundred years. These might actually be abundant in the Milky Way. But a civilization that is not actively transmitting radio signals into space might be as close as our nearest stellar neighbor, the Alpha Centauri system, and we would have no way of realizing they exist. But even if they transmitted radio signals like we do, it might not be very helpful. On an interstellar scale, humanity is practically invisible. Our signals may extend over an impressive 200 light years, but this is only a tiny fraction of the Milky Way.
That's what I'm talking about. So, how whole 200 lights, bro? To that 1 point.
And even if someone were listening, after a few light years, our signals decay into noise, impossible to identify as the source of an intelligent species. Today, humanity ranks at about level 0.75. We have altered our planet. We've created huge structures, mined and stripped mountains, removed rainforests and drained swamps. We've created rivers and lakes and changed the composition and temperature of the atmosphere. If progress continues, and we don't make Earth uninhabitable, we will become a full Type 1 civilization in the next few hundred years.
That's crazy.
Any civilization that becomes a Type 1 is bound to look outside because it's likely that it's still curious, competitive, greedy, and expansionist. The next reasonable step towards transitioning to Type 2 is trying to alter and mine other planets and bodies. This might start with outposts in space, transition to infrastructure and industries near the home planet, move on to colonies, and end with terraform.
This is basically what Elon Musk is trying to get. And he's actually quite upset that he's going to be dead before this is even possible. And no doubt he's probably got a side hustle trying to figure out how he can expand his life mentally as well as physically. But I doubt he cares about his physical attribute. It's more the mental capacity. Anyway, so like, this is how far he's gotten with interplanetary, I don't even know how to say, colonizations. Basically, that's what space is X is developing. And I think last week they sent their first flight. This was the 4th of August 2020, the year of Corona. Gang Corona. I'm gonna stop this video here because it's just, there's a lot of information in these videos, and I know a lot of people will get bored of it. If you want me to continue with this series, because there's so many more videos as well, let me know in the comments below. Share my shit so that I will pay attention. I'll pay attention regardless, because my shit's so small as, but I'm gonna grow and you're gonna help me grow. We're gonna do it together, yeah? Gang gang. Anyway, yeah, let me know if you want me to continue this shit. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll leave the link in the description down below for all the channel as well as the videos, and we'll go from there. Thanks. See ya.